So to begin with, and I think I've been asking this question each year, is how the relationship between Taiwan and Oman has evolved over the last year.
Talking about trade and exchanges, I think the trade relations is improving a lot. The trade volume, for example, for this year till now, we are already in $2.8+ billion. We are expecting it to reach around $3 billion by the end of the year. Yeah. So talking business-wise is very good, and cultural-wise is also very good.
Business-wise, I think the number is pretty impressive, given that in this really sluggish economy, you have such an increase in trade. Can you give us more an insight on trade between Taiwan and Oman?
It's mostly oil and oil products, and the oil prices also in the international situation, as you know. If you look into, for example, 2011, the trade went a little bit down because of the tensions in the Middle East in general, and many other factors maybe. So it went a bit down compared to the year before, 2010, for example. So this year the situation is much better because of the stability in the region, and the oil prices also haven't been seeing that much of changes and so on. So these all factors, and plus the Taiwanese now are also considering us as partners and trusted partners. That could be another factor in this issue. Based on the previous dealings and so on. So it's usually you build a trust and then the things goes up and up.
And also, part of this relationship, you also just said that you also have cultural ties between Taipei and Oman. Can you tell us more? Perhaps you had the exhibitions or troops visiting?
Not that much, but we had seen a group of students traveling to Oman in the last year, for example, and performed some performances and so on. And we're expecting to see maybe in the future further groups going back to Oman also, for the same purpose in a bigger number. Culture is not just about performance, it's also about interchanges. So we have seen a number of Taiwanese TV groups, for example, asking to go to Oman. They produce documentaries about Oman, and that brings the Omani culture to Taiwan and to the Chinese-speaking people. This year, for example, we sent Asia TV to Oman, Asia TV groups, and they made a film about Oman. It's almost 4 hours of recording and so on. And it's been already broadcasted almost more than 10 times on the TV. And knowing that the followers or the viewers of this channel are huge, the number of people following the Asia travel. They have almost around 10 million people following this. Not only in Taiwan, it's also broadcast in China and in Australia for the Chinese-speaking people, and in Singapore and Hong Kong and so on. So that's sort of cultural exchange can be, because the Asia TV recorded episodes about Omani cultures, Omani foods, Omani tourist attraction areas and so on. So it's a whole package.
For the China Post readers who might not be familiar with the Omani culture and food and tourist destination, could you just pick one destination perhaps you would recommend for visitors, for first-time visitors to Oman?
As an Omani, I think I would recommend all Oman as a tourist destination, because in general, and frankly speaking, Oman is a very beautiful country. And it depends on the tourist prospect, what they want to see, what they want to do in Oman. So it's very difficult to choose and select a certain area and say, oh, this is your place. No, Oman is, in general, is a whole is a place for tourism.
What about this local food specialties or local dishes we should?
It's almost the same
The
from
same.
one area to another. Yeah,
Mhm.
a little differences, ingredients maybe,
Mhm.
but the same. The food is almost similar everywhere.
Mhm. Perhaps also some of our readers perhaps would perhaps believe that Oman is part of the Middle East, but it's actually in between the Middle East and the East. So it's like Taiwan. It's just between Japan, China, and Southeast Asia. It's a crossroad. It's at a crossroad. So there are lots of interactions. Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, Oman is a part of Middle East, okay, for sure. But as you know, that Middle East is huge area. Okay. And usually within even one country, you will find cultural differences from one area to another, or language differences in the accent, for example, from one area to another. Take for instance, for example, Taiwan. Taiwan is a very small geographically, very small country. Okay, but the accents spoken here in Taipei is not the same in the south, in Chinese, in Mandarin, for example. Okay. So the culture also tends to be the same, will be differ from one place to another. So if you're talking about Middle East with so many countries, okay, so the culture for sure will be different from one area to another. Oman's peculiarity and especially is totally different. Why? Because Omanis has historically been traders and been traveling around, and surely the people who have traveled and have seen the world are a bit different from others. And Omanis, through these travels around the world, as guests for other countries, they would like to treat people the same way they've been treated before, and they would like to treat people nicely because they've been longing for these things in other countries. Therefore, our culture became very friendly. I could compare Omani's friendliness and hospitality to the Taiwanese. You mentioned Taiwan. Taiwan are a very hospitable country, and the people here are very friendly. Why? Because of the trade. Taiwan is trading with all over with the world and traveling around the world. And Omanis used to be the same. We travel around the world for centuries. We've been having, we had relations and trade relations with East Asian countries in the past 1,500 years ago. And therefore our people culturally and changed and become more hospitable to the others. And that's what makes Oman very, very peculiar and special in that area.
You are celebrating your National Day, so I was wondering, what do you usually do for this National Day? Do you have any special celebrations? Perhaps some our readers also would like to know, how do you celebrate your National Day? Can you give us
in Oman or in Taiwan?
In Oman and also in Taiwan, and give us also
in
some background.
Oman we are celebrating by many ways. Okay? Oman are happy people. In every celebration we will have a lot of activities around there. For sure there will be parades from the school, similar to what is happening here in Taiwan, school parades during the Double 10. And in Oman we have traditional dances, we have horse races, and there will be, for sure, we are expecting a speech from our Sultan for the people of Oman and so on. And in many occasions, not only in the National Day, Oman is celebrating the same way, almost. Family gathering and so on, provided there is a holiday in that period. Usually we will have 1 to 2 days holiday. So that's how we celebrate. In Taiwan, here, because we don't have Omanis, so we usually try to introduce the Taiwanese culture to the foreigners. During our National Day party, we try to show off the Taiwanese cultures to other attendees from other countries. And we have some performances from schools, from traditional singers and so on during the National Day party.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Also, I believe that all year round you could visit Oman anytime and discover some very interesting places to visit and also meet some very nice people. But what time would you recommend would be the most suitable to visit Oman?
The most suitable is this time, between November to April, because the weather will be same in the most all parts of Oman. The weather will be same, but still in summertime you can still go to Oman. While it's, the Middle East in general is very hot during summertime, and in the Arabian Peninsula especially it's very hot. But in Oman we have number of places which people can go, and they are cool in temperature. Like the southern part of Oman, we have monsoon season during summertime from June to September, and usually the temperatures in the southern part of Oman doesn't exceed 27, for example. So usually that the period where we see a lot of Arab Gulf tourists coming to our area, because in the other Arab Gulf countries it's a bit hot. And also we have in the interior side of Oman, we have the high mountain of the Green Mountain, and in that area is also cool weather, so people can go there and for summertime. And they have a lot of fruits in that mountain area, so people usually go there for holidays. In the eastern part of Oman, we do have a coastline which is very cool during summertime, so people also can go to that area. That's why I'm telling you, Oman is there is no special and one peculiar area for people. They can go in a number of places.
Is it difficult to travel from Taipei to Oman if you have an interest in visiting your country?
No. There is a number of airlines traveling to Oman. For example, the Thai airline, you can take it from Taipei to Bangkok, from Bangkok to Muscat. Or you can go by any airline from here to Bangkok, then you take the Oman Air from Bangkok. You can fly through Hong Kong or Kuala Lumpur to Oman, or from Manila. So there is a number of places where you can fly to Oman.
Also, some of our readers might also be interested if they have some business projects they would like to carry on in Oman. What would you recommend them to do if they have an interest in Oman and investing in Oman?
This is the field which we are here for, that the main purpose of our office being in Taiwan, to answer this sort of questions and to encourage people to go to our country for investment. Why? Because Oman, as you know, is very strategically located country, and we are very close to the major markets in both Asia and Central Asia and East Africa, and also plus the Arab Gulf. Okay, we have huge markets around there. Taking our location, we also have a lot of advantage, and we are providing a lot of incentives in this area. For example, we have 4 free zone areas where people can go and invest easily, and not much of demands on terms of capital, in terms of labor, for example, importing foreign laborers, in terms of financial movements, and so on, and taxation and so on. We provide taxation holidays in our free zones up to 30 years in some areas, and that's an advantage compared to. Plus, Oman also is enjoying good relations with many, we can say most of the world. We have a free trade zone with the United States of America, and we are negotiating with other GCC members, with the European Union to sign an FTA also. We also negotiate, as the Gulf Cooperation Council, we are negotiating with China for the FTA also. So that is an advantage, and that is an openness for investors, an attraction for investors to go to our area and explore the possibility of trading with other nations. Talking about also strategic location, we are open to the seas. You see, Oman is located in the Indian Ocean. We're facing 3 seas. We are having the Indian Ocean, we're having the Arabian Gulf, and we have the Arabian Sea. We are very close to the Indian market. It's just a 2 hours flight from Muscat to Mumbai. And we are very close to Karachi, in Pakistan. Okay? And we are very close to Iran in the northern side of Oman. Okay? We are just having a Strait of Hormuz, which is a few kilometers away from Iran. We are having very good relations with both, all these countries. We are having borders with Yemen, which is also another market. We are very close to the East African coast by air. So these are the markets. You're looking for Central Asian markets, you can go through Oman. You are looking for Europe also. Europe is much closer to Oman than Taiwan, for example. It's a few hours flight from Oman to Europe. So it's a strategic places. Plus the stability. Whenever an investor goes abroad, usually they look for, the major thing is stability and safety. Political stabilities, Oman is very stable country. Tension with neighbors, there is zero tension. We are a very friendly country to everybody. Looking for incentives of taxation, for example, many people in Taiwan, for example, they look for tax holidays. Oman providing that. So I think we are very attractive for people who are really interested to go there. And we are here to answer this sort of questions. Anybody who is interested to go to invest in Oman or go as a tourist to Oman or have any other question related to Oman, they are welcome to come to my office anytime. As you see, we don't have guards here, similar to other countries' offices. We are an open office, open to the public, and anytime you can just come and knock the door and come in and see me. I'm here all the time, from 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I'm in office. So we are very open to answer questions.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you have any questions, you can still continue, no problem. In our area, the banking system was controlled. Okay, so we have high interest rates for the loans. So not everybody can just go and jump and say, I want a loan, because the interest rate will be very high. Okay. And there is also limitation in the income. It depends on how much you get as an income, then you get the loans and so on. So we have this sort of system which put our banks in a safe way. And the bank have to have certain reserves in the central bank to be allowed to give loans and so on. So the system worked very perfectly for Oman. Okay. Not much of bad debts and so on and so on. And the other thing, the oil price saved us, because the oil prices went up and helped, because our economies in the Arab Gulf region is driven by the oil. The oil prices went up and kept in that level, and that helped also in our economic drive. Plus, we are this new free zones and so on attracted some investors. We are diversifying our economy, as you know. Like we're trying to go to industrialize the country in many fields. We nowadays have a lot of upstream industries in petrochemical, for example. We have steel industries, we have aluminium industries, and very soon we'll have the downstream industries, which will help, balance the economy to be not totally dependent on oil in the long term.
Well, that which has been an issue in Taiwan, the banking system is not very stable at the moment, and at the same time, they're not, because most of the industries also are, because Taiwan exports a lot, so as soon as they don't export, it's getting very complicated for them to get more loan to support the company. So that's why the unemployment rate is going up. And in France, it's almost, by the end of the year, it should reach 10%.
Really?
Yeah, Spain is already 20 to 25%.
And the other problem here in Taiwan, the culture change, the cultural change. I noticed in the past 16 years I've been here, that is the new generation nowadays, they spend more. Okay. They just go and, you find that they have wallets, and this wallet is full of credit cards. Just spending and spending and spending. But it will come time where they have to pay this money back, okay? And maybe the parents won't be willing to support the spend. the expenditure. So that will be the difficult time.
Can you name a few major Taiwanese companies that have already invested in Oman or have settled?
Major is not real. We have only one major company, which is Dato, is investing in Oman now.
Okay.
Others, there is others who are studying the market still, traveling several times to Oman and so on. We have been approached with a number also with petrochemical companies and so on to go to Oman, but we are still assessing our own gas situation to see how we can adapt and take this Taiwanese company there. Okay. Actually, the National Day is the 18th. Be happy.
To enjoy.
I don't just want to make a speech and then let people eat and go. Okay, keep them happy, keep them entertained, and this sort of. Plus, they will learn something about the Taiwanese culture because not everybody have been here for many years. Some of them they just come for a few months, and they don't have the opportunity to stay that long. They will stay in 2 years. 2 years they cannot see everything.
Yes.
So we provide them with this sort of opportunity to see something about Taiwan.
How many Omanis are living in Taiwan?
I am the only one.
You're the only one?
I am the only Omani lives in Taiwan. For now, we are two. I have a trainee who will be here till the end of this month or till mid of next month.
Okay.
So for now, we are two Omanis.
Okay.
But usually I'm the only one. Because our people are more family oriented, so Omanis to live abroad is very difficult for most people. They will feel homesick and so on and so on. Okay, I can cope with whatever situation, so I stayed here in Taiwan longer. And plus the Taiwanese are too friendly, so that's another reason you can stay here as long as possible because of the, usually you look into the culture, is it same to your culture, is it close to your culture, and how people treating you, is it safe to go around and so on. Yeah. And that's what is available here in Taiwan. It's very easy to move around.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. People are very helpful. When I arrived, for example, we didn't have much of the English boards in Taiwan.
Yes.
And there were no GPS by that time. So I always like to drive myself, and I get lost most of the time. So whenever I get lost, I just show them my name card and ask them if I can go to the highway, because from the highway I know how to come to my office and I can go home, So people will help me. They will sometimes ride their motorcycle in front of me, take me to the road where I can understand where I am. And some of them, they will ask their people to help in translating from English to to Chinese, okay, to understand what I want, So they are very helpful, really. It was nice.
You speak Chinese now?
Nowadays, yes, a little. I speak a little.